I'm outside, so I'm already feeling good. The sun is shining on me, so I'm feeling better. Let's get into it. For a good 3 weeks, I hadn't been crying. And I mean like at all. Maybe some tears would come to my eyes, but rarely. And after like a week of me not crying, I'm like, oh wow, I haven't been crying in a while. 2 weeks is like, all right, it's coming soon. I'm about to cry soon. 3 weeks, it's like, all right, what's going on? And that is the definition. If there was a point where I already hadn't been feeling my feelings, but I was still crying and stuff, me not crying, yeah, that was the most. That got to be the most of me not feeling my feelings. I'm a crybaby. It's what I do. Excuse me. That's how I let things out. I just cry. I cry like a serious cry at least once, if not every other week, then once a week. That didn't sound right. If not once a week, then every other week. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? But I'm a crier. That's what I do. That's how I let things out. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm very emotional. I own it. I'm very sensitive. I own that. I'm proud to say that. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of that. But it sometimes gets to a point where it's like I'm crying so much, and it's not always a problem. Sometimes it's tears of joy. It's crying over this. It's crying over that. But lately, it had been like sad tears. But because I cry so much, I feel like I started to feel ashamed and start just judging myself for that, and just like I got tired of myself crying. Like, all right, what is it now? What you crying about now? And I was digging up so much that was inside of me that I had to deal with. And I feel like I got so tired of that I just clocked out. And clocking out of life while you're still alive, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I was here, but I wasn't here for a good 3 weeks, about 3 weeks, maybe more. And it was not a good feeling. Every day feels like Groundhog Day. A good metaphor to explain literally how I felt is, I'm in the street of New York. Everybody's walking past, doing their thing, walking fast. Everything is happening all around me, and I'm just standing there. I'm still trying to wake up. That's how I felt. And I couldn't pull myself out. Like, I didn't know what to do. Even with my job, I felt like I was doing the bare minimum. I was still getting the job done, but I was doing the bare minimum. My morning routine was no longer a morning routine because I didn't do it. I was eating bad. And I realized, oh wow, here I go self-sabotaging again. Here I go creating my own chaos. And I just hate that. Because I'm tired of that. I can't keep doing that. Because things were going good for me. Now, although there's always good things happening around me, it didn't feel like it for the past 3 weeks. But that's because I'm working through these feelings that I don't want to work through. And then I just decided, oh yeah, I'm not going to work through them. So for the past 3 weeks or so, I was numb, literally numb. I hadn't been journaling. I couldn't get myself to cry. And I don't even know how that happened. Like, I was so out. I literally clocked out. Like, yeah, no, I'm not going to feel my feelings. Oh yeah, I'm not going to cry. I'm done with that. But it wasn't conscious. Always, it was like I don't know how to describe it. But I wasn't here. I didn't feel like I was here. And it was, I think, 2 weeks ago when, I thought there was a B. No, I think it was about a week and a half ago when I had a dream, and in it, someone was preaching, and the very last thing I heard was, call unto God. He is you. You are God. Now, I know that.
Where does God live? Where does God dwell? So why can't you trust you if the God you trust?
So when I woke up, it's kind of like, wow, it took that to make you feel better. But that was something. I needed something. I needed some push. There was nothing that I could have, I don't know. There was nothing, was I even trying to pull myself out? I don't think so. And I'm good right now. I'm all right. But when things are so lovely, and then something, it feels like it's kind of slipping away. Something slips away or something goes wrong. It's like, all right, we're going back into our rabbit hole. All right, we're going to dig another grave. Okay, we're going to create more problems. And that's what I'm working on. But I had that dream about a week and a half ago, and I woke up just feeling like, all right, let's get it together. And then last week, I started bawling. And I feel like I was bawling all the tears I hadn't cried for a good 3 weeks, which was necessary. And I felt like, okay, wow, I'm coming back to me again. You know, I'm coming back to me. But a line from one of my favorite poems by Neil Hilborn, "This Is Not the End of the World," is the line that was really hitting me when I was feeling this way. I mean, the whole poem hits, but I'm going to say the section. Hold up. It has to come to me. Okay. I've been thinking about driving nowhere. I've been thinking about becoming a box inside a dark room and inside of a dark house at the dark end of the street. I want to go away until I'm gone. It takes so much less energy to not exist than it does to exist and get burned. I've been burned so much I'm not me anymore. I'm a stupid puppet version of me. I have strings that lead to nowhere. Nothing is pulling on me. Now, out of those lines, first of all, they all hitting, the whole poem is deep, but what was really hitting was, I've been burned so much I'm not me anymore. I'm a stupid puppet version of me. I just felt like I wasn't here. Like, what? This isn't me. Who am I? I'm not crying. I'm not. What is going on? What happened in February, Jackson, when I was feeling so good? And every day felt like a lovely day. There's another line. There are days when I can't find the sun even though it's right outside my window. When getting out of bed feels like a key in a doomsday machine. So on those days, this is what I tell myself. Whatever you're feeling right now, there is a mathematical certainty that someone else is feeling that exact thing. This is not to say you aren't special. This is to say, thank God you aren't special. And honestly, making this video, saying this for me is very embarrassing. And I know there are people, obviously some of you guys felt that way before. Maybe some of you guys can relate. There's somebody, even the lines I just said, somebody's feeling the way I was feeling. You know, there's sometimes you feel down and you can't pick yourself up. There really are. And I was feeling that way for a good 3 weeks. And that didn't feel safe. But social media, bro. On social media, we only put our smiles. We only put our best looks. We only put our best foot forward. You don't, if you're not your best self, you don't put it out there. And that's the problem. Because that's what, I don't know. And then it's like we're all feeling down. We all know what it feels like to feel down. And we're just waiting for someone else to say how they feel, you know, for us to feel more comfortable. I don't know. That's why it feels uncomfortable for me to say this. But also because I'm working on being more vulnerable without fear of judgment, I guess. And you know what? I'm proud of myself because I told myself last year that if I was feeling down, or if I ever felt like I was sinking and I couldn't get myself up, that I would reach out for help. And something small that I did, I was telling my dad how I felt. I told my dad and my stepmom how I felt. I don't like, actually, I never, that was my first time ever using that word. I don't like the term stepmom. Her name is Miss Kristen. I told my dad and Miss Kristen, I just don't like the word because it has a weird connotation. I don't know. It feels like I need a cooler word. You deserve a better word than that. Anywho, love you, Miss Kristen. I was telling them kind of how I was feeling. I didn't go into much detail. But for me to even do that, let someone know, yeah, I'm not doing I haven't been doing really good. This is how I've been feeling, da da da. That's a huge step for me. And something I've been telling myself is baby steps are big steps too. They mean just as much. And something else I've been telling myself is I love me anyway. When I make stupid decisions, I love me anyway. When I hold something somebody else did against me and then finally forgive myself for doing that, I love me anyway. If I'm doing absolutely nothing, I love me anyway. If I'm trying my best, I love me anyway. If I'm not even trying, I love me anyway. One thing about me, I'm gonna be with me forever. I'm gonna always be there for me. So I'm gonna have unconditional love for myself. I do. But I'm still working on accepting all of me, because I can say right now, I accept all of me for who I am, but I would be lying. And I was also telling myself recently, I'm a beautiful mess, but I'm cleaning up. But no, I can't. No, I'm not a mess. I can't look at myself. I can't. And although that's not a negative statement, I'm not a mess. Something that's been on my mind is, my attachment issues, my trust issues, my abandonment issues, all this is like issues, bro. Tired of it. Like, can we call that something else? Can we call that something else? I hear issues and I hear problem. I hear issues and I hear fault. It's just like another negative thing. Just get it? Nah, I just don't. Nah. But I know that's on the way I perceive it. That's me working on not. That's me working on not seeing the negative things about myself more than the good. And that's my first time saying that out loud, because I guess I just realized that. So I no longer see the things I named as negative things at all. I'm aware that they don't define me, trust issues that could possibly change. But either way, it's not a bad thing. It's very normal. And I don't let my trust issues stop me from making any new connections. I'm just very protective of myself. Abandonment issues, I can heal that wound. Attachment issues, I learned in therapy not too long after this video that I can change that. But that had never crossed my mind because so many things feel so final and definite. But it doesn't have to be that way. So. And you know what's crazy? I have a dream journal. I have a dream / gratitude / prayer / manifestation journal. I put like different titles on it. I have my feelings journal. They'll just call that my feelings journal. And then I have gratitude every day. Write what you're grateful for. Write something to set the tone for the day. And for the past 3 weeks, when I was numb, I hadn't been writing in it. I think I had gone about 2 weeks without writing in it. I'm like, that's not good. But also it came to a point where I was turning that into my feelings journal, because I'm just writing all my feelings in my journal. It's like, no, this is the positive stuff. Keep it good. Keep the positivity here. I specifically created that journal because I wanted the energies to be separate. It's like, all right, let's get it back together. There's so much to love about me. And I'm working on loving it all. I'm working on being a better friend to myself. And something I was asked during this numb period, when I was just like gone, was, what makes you happy? And what hurt me in that moment when I was asked that question is the answer didn't come to me immediately. And I was like, quality time with family, quality time with people I love. I said nature. I don't remember what else I said, but it wasn't much. I just, nothing came to me. And obviously that had to do with my negative mindset in the moment, but happy is not the goal for me. Peace of mind is. But I guess recently I just been wanting to feel something I've never felt before. Maybe I need to see something I've never seen before, experience something I never experienced before, because that's what's just like making me feel, I don't know, I just felt small lately. And like, I know years from now I'll look back and be like, oh girl, it wasn't even that situation that you made big, it wasn't that big, but that's okay. There's even things in my past where I can look at it and be like, it wasn't that big, but I'm not gonna deny or make my feelings about it any smaller. It could be a small situation, but if my feelings are my feelings, then they're valid no matter what. If I'm upset over something small, then that's still valid. But I guess the small things have been feeling really big, and I'm working on letting go because I'm not good at that at all. At all. And I say it is what it is, but it doesn't really feel like it. It's not it is what it is when it's hurting me. Like, come on. I gotta stop saying that when it comes to my feelings. Like, it is what it is. It is, but it doesn't feel like that. So I'm not gonna say, you know what I mean? Like, I'll say it is what it is and start bawling. Like, girl. You know, it's funny. I've been making stupid decisions last week, but then I stopped myself. So I'm like, okay, look at us making progress, stopping ourselves before we actually make the whole mess. I love me anyway. But what makes me happy? The little things. But for the past month or so, when I was just out of it, the little things didn't matter. It was just, man. But I think the better question is, what makes me feel alive? And that's what I ask myself. I'm making these impulsive decisions, even my hair. Yeah, hashtag cranes in the sky. Alexa, play cranes in the sky. I tried to change it with my hair. Yeah, just another distraction. I know dyeing my hair was not going to make me all of a sudden feel better. First of all, I just needed a change. And honestly, yeah, it does make me feel a little better. I just needed a little change. It's time for me to, since I've been numb for the past month or so, it's time for me to get back to working with my feelings. Oh, yeah. Keep digging through. We're gonna be okay. It's gonna hurt. It's supposed to hurt. I'll be all right. But I asked myself, what makes me feel alive? And the answer is performing. On April 3rd, I performed my spoken word for the first time, which was my first time performing in over 2 years. I've stepped. I've modeled. I've danced. I've acted. I've done so much on stage. I performed plenty of times. And I said that I was passionate about acting, and yes, that may be the case. But was I passionate about acting, or was I just passionate about performing in general? But because with acting, you get to use your voice and so much expression, that's what felt the closest to my heart, near and dear, because I'm supposed to use my voice. Now, I love acting. I haven't done it in a while. I want to hop back into it. But there's something so raw about spoken word. I've loved spoken word since I believe I think it was like 2015, 2016 when I started watching it on YouTube and everything. But for me to perform my own spoken word, those are my words. Like acting, I love it, but I didn't write this. I can write my own, but it's not the point. And then again, it's acting. You got to get into it. But with poetry, I wrote it. This is me. These are my words. These are my feelings. I know how it feels. Other people are going to feel it if they feel it. It's just real and it's raw. My brother just came home. And it's real. It's raw. It's the truth. It's authentic. There's no music. There's no noise. You can add music if you want, but that's... Anyways, I performed and I forgot how it felt like. I forgot how it felt. I forgot what it felt like to perform. I could perform for like the rest of my life, bro. I could perform for the rest of my life and not get paid and be happy. that feeling of performing, and like there's one thing for me to just come out and say, oh, I've been feeling depressed, and some people are gonna be like, even though they probably felt it before. But if you put it in a poem, all of a sudden everybody's all ears. Oh yeah, I feel it because it's art. My feelings are art, whether or not I put it in a poem or not. I like that. My feelings are no, but seriously. And there's a poem I wrote. I really wish I had my little notebook of poems right now. There's a poem I wrote, and some of the words are, this people person doesn't have many people, but I've learned that it's not. Actually, I'll just throw the clip in here when I perform. This people person doesn't have too many people, but I've learned that it's not something to be ashamed of. I guess I've given strangers the capacity to let their love overflow onto me more than the ones who are close. I never noticed how afraid I am of vulnerability and how I equate it to weakness, but only when it comes to me. But the point is, I hold space for other people's feelings more than I hold them for my own, and I'm working on that. I'm working on not leaving me behind. I'm working on putting myself first. Yeah, like how can I forget about me? But I want to perform at least once a week, and I'm going to start doing that because I need that feeling. I don't know what that is, but I love it. I just love it. And I don't even have poetry to perform. Like, I haven't been writing. And I'm not going to force it, but like, it's just so much. Like, there's page poetry, then there's performance poetry. I don't have a lot of performance poems, but I'm gonna work on that. Also, when I perform, obviously I've only performed my spoken word once, so my best piece out of that one, I'm obviously gonna perform that more times and see, what feels right, what expression is the best, how I want to perform it. Bro, I wish y'all could feel the way I felt. I was in my zone, bro. Did y'all watch the movie Soul on Disney Plus? Yeah, in the zone. I was in the zone when I was on stage. Nobody can tell me nothing. Stage presence, always there. Don't play with me. Oh, I know it. I know it. Yeah. I just missed that. And I forgot how it felt. I forgot how it felt to perform, but I didn't know what it was like to perform my own poetry. That's magic, bro. Y'all gonna see me. Yeah. I hope all of you guys are doing great. I'm back. I wasn't me for the past few weeks, but I'm me again. All right. Thank you for watching. Yeah, we getting it together. Let's not. Yeah. Bye-bye.